everyone, and welcome to another episode of Lilo N Stitches. I'm your yarn host, Jennifer. Now today we got some purchases I wanted to share with you guys. Yeah. Allergy season is upon us. I will be drinking frequently to keep from constantly clearing my throat, coughing, breathing weird, all that good stuff. So I have a couple of hauls here, and I want to just show you what I bought because I'm really excited. The first haul that I'm going to show you, I am entirely blaming on Kim from Affordably Crafty. I keep confusing I keep flipping her name. Affordably Crafty. I will link her below. She is on top of her game. I'm just going to say that. She goes like all the time and just researches sales, and she's been posting them like in everyone's group. Like I see her everywhere, but she's very respectful of my group, and I've asked everyone not to post links, and she's very accommodating to that. Now I have like several times like had to say, okay, well, this is allowed and this isn't allowed, and instead of her getting irritated with me, which a lot of people do, she just has like altered the way she posts so that she's respecting my rules but still getting the information out there. And I really appreciate that, instead of trying to skirt the rules or try to find a way to bend the rules, that kind of thing. So I really appreciate her for that. And I'm a subscriber to her channel because I've learned stuff from her that I don't know myself. She does a lot of Dollar Tree videos, and she shops at the Dollar Tree, shows what the craft section is like, and other cool stuff in Dollar Tree that you can get that helps supply your crafting needs. And she's on top of like all the sales. She's getting the premiere sale notifications uploaded before I even get a chance to get in my email and see them, because I'm busy like with other stuff, and then I'm like, oh yeah, that's on sale, awesome, and she notified my group about the Nomad yarn sale right after I placed my Nomad yarn order, which was kind of cool. And then she's just on top of everything. She knows what's on sale and where to get a good deal, and she's telling you that is like her purpose of her channel, is to make sure that you can get a good deal, that you're saving money, that you're not like, so that you can afford to do the craft that you love. And I love that. I love that. I don't have time to, because I'm doing all this other content for the channel, like I don't have time to do all the sales, and I get a lot of requests for, well, can you tell us when there's a sale? I can't, because I don't always know, because I don't follow all of these, but Kim does. So if you want to keep up on the sales, and go follow her, go join her Facebook group. I will link her below. She's the reason I had this little Michaels haul. I made this shawl for Easter, and I showed this on Tuesday's video, and I fell in love with this thin yarn. Now, I've had these cakes forever. These were from AC Moore, and they were the cotton colors. I've had them forever, but they're a number one. I've never made anything other than doilies out of a number one yarn. I was terrified of these yarns, and I know that using a thin yarn takes forever. And I like to pump out stuff. Like I like to crank it out and get it done and like move on. I fell so in love with making the shawl. I want to make some more really lacy ones like this because they make me happy. I'm also fat, and I live in a hot climate. So I can't wear a lot of heavy stuff. I can't wear a lot of acrylics. Like I love making stuff out of acrylic. I cannot wear makeables out of acrylic. I get too hot, even in the wintertime, like because I'm a northerner. I'm from Michigan. I am from a place that is further north than some points in Canada. Okay? The place I grew up and lived, it's further north than some parts of Ontario. So, like, when you think about that, like, I grew up with cold weather. Like, I think that's why I'm fat, because I'm like, I got my blubber on like a whale, so I insulated myself, So, I'm fully insulated, and it is very hot and humid here in the summertime. Like even in the spring, we had an 80-degree day already, and it's only April. So like making things, and even like a 4-weight tends to be a little bit too hot for me, even in cotton. So I'm starting to like really lean towards the lighter cottons, the thinner yarns a lot. And this made me fall in love with a number one. And I know some of you are out there cringing. I had so much fun making this. I just love the way this turned out. You cannot get this type of detail with a thicker yarn. This laciness, this light drapiness. So when Kim posted that some of the It's a Wrap is clearanced out at Michael's for $5, I was already fully aware of this yarn because the colors drew me in. Like, they have a rainbow one that is beautiful, and they are clearanced out for $5, and they're normally $10. And there hasn't been like 40% off coupons in forever, and I just don't want to pay over $5 because that is what I paid for that cotton at AC Moore. I paid $5 for that cake. I think $5 is a reasonable price. I think $10 is outrageous, even if it is 1,000 yards. Like, that's just my mentality. So I would not buy It's a Wrap because I felt it was too expensive even with a coupon. So when she said it was 50% off, and my daughter asked to go to Michael's to refill up on some of her beads for her Etsy shop, for her stitch markers and her earrings, Mr. Cinnamon gladly took her to Michael's, and I was having an off day. I was not feeling good, so I stayed home, and I was actually in bed. I was in a lot of pain. And he's all, is there anything you need from Michael's? And I was like, Kim from Affordably Crafty says that they have this specific yarn on sale for $5 clearanced out. If it's clearanced out at our Michael's, I want it. And so I showed my daughter the video to make sure she understood what yarn it was. I told her what aisle it was down. It's by the crochet thread across the aisle from the wool. I told her right where it was at, in my Michael's. And they did their beads, and then both of them were texting me and like, was this the yarn? Is this the yarn? And there were no clearance stickers on any of these yarns. And so I was like, I don't want it if it's not $5. And so Mr. Cinnamon goes, I'm going to ask, okay? I was like, okay, well, you go ask. And so, we're texting back and forth. He said they're all on sale, even the one, because the regular It's a Wrap is regular $9.99. But they also have It's a Wrap Rainbow. And this one is a number 2, and the It's a Wrap regular is a fine weight number 1. He said, and these are $11.99, these are $9.99. He said they were all $5. They were all coming up $5 in the sale. These are not even available on Michael's website, on their app. Like, I've searched, these are not. So I think they're getting rid of these. So if you find It's a Wrap at Michael's, they're probably $5. I can't guarantee that because I don't, So I'm going to say this is definitely a number 1. This is very similar and along the same lines as the AC Moore cotton colors that I used, with thickness and the way it feels. Let me double check because I don't know what this, it's 50% cotton, 50% acrylic. So this is 100% cotton. This one was not. That doesn't bother me because it's lightweight. It should not make a difference. And then this one is 1,100 yards. And this is in the colorway Comedy. I got 2 of these in the same colorway because it's really the only one that I really was drawn to because of the colors. I'm going to tuck that end in. Hang on a second because I can't see. All right, super fine number 1, machine wash, warm, cold, gentle cycle. Dry flat, do not bleach, do not iron, do not dry clean. It recommends a 3.25 millimeter hook. I think I used a 4. I think I used a 4 or a 4.5 on that shawl. So just keep that in mind. You could use a bigger hook. It will look like this. So that's like a 4. You don't need to use a teensy hook. I think that's beautiful. That's beautiful. So that's just the recommended hook size. And knitting needles, it says 2.75. But again, you could use a bigger set of knitting needles. It will just be bigger holes. So we got 2 of the ones in Comedy. I just think that's beautiful. And then this is the It's a Wrap Rainbow. This one actually has a different makeup than that one. So this one is a solid It's a solid string. Okay. At least I think, yeah. This one is made up of almost thread. So it's made up of, let me see, 4 threads that equal to a number 2. See if I can wrap it so you can see what it looks like where it's not all apart. So that's all 4 strands wrapped together. So otherwise, it's just 4 threads together. This one will probably be more difficult to work with just because of splitting and all that. So, with this one, of course, I got 2 of these. This is the color Fiesta. This one, I have wanted this one forever, but I was not paying $12. I will pay $5 for this. I will not pay $12. By the way, guys, I got some new readers. These are not prescription. They are just readers. Super cute. And they have Minnie Mouse on them. Super cute. So, yeah, this is a fine weight number 2. See, I took them off. I didn't even read the thing. Come on, Jen, get with it. This is a 55% acrylic, 45 cotton. So the makeup is a little bit different. One ball is, where's the yardage? 623 yards. So it's about half the yardage of the other one. Machine wash, cold, gentle, cycle, dry, flat. Do not bleach, do not iron, do not dry clean. Recommends a 4mm hook or 3.75mm knitting needles. $5 at Michael's. Now. We also went to Tuesday morning. I'm trying to get it so that I can keep them on and not like glare out from my light without getting a double chin. Just take them off till we need them. Take them off till we need them. Because I can see clear this way. But like when I look down at little things, I can't see. Alright, so I told the story that I went to the doctor this week. And it was not a good experience. And I was very frustrated. And I was in a bad mood. And so I told Mr. Cinnamon I needed retail therapy. He knew what that meant. That meant yarn. Yarn makes me happy. So his idea was to scoop up the kids, which was 3 kids with us because we had the extra, and take them down to Richmond and go to Tuesday morning. And while we were at Tuesday morning, we would find something to grab. We would grab something to eat while we were out, and just make a day of it. So we drove down to Richmond, which is about an hour, maybe just over an hour drive from our house. And my daughter asked if we could take her to the mall down there because they have a box lunch store. And box lunch is like what she calls a lighter, happier version of Hot Topic. So Hot Topic is like the dark, grungy stuff. And then like box lunch is like the cheerful, like bright color. Like the store, like Hot Topic is all like the walls are like dark. And then like box lunches has like these bright white. And there's lights everywhere. And like it's a beautiful store. They carry Disney stuff. So much Disney stuff. They carry her favorite type of purse, which is... Oh, why can I not think of the name of it? They carry Disney purses. So I was like, yeah, we can go there. And I forgot where else we stopped while we were down there. We went to the first Tuesday, Ollie's. We went to Ollie's. So if you guys remember, we went to a new Tuesday morning a couple weeks ago, and it was right next door to an Ollie's. So Mr. Cinnamon wanted to go to that Tuesday morning. They did not have any yarn at all. And I've been seeing this more often the past couple weeks, to where they have very little yarn or none at all. And we went to Tuesday morning in Charlottesville like 2 weeks ago, and they had 0 yarn. Not a single skein of yarn in the whole store, which like was completely depressing. And then this location, which had yarn a couple weeks ago, now they don't have yarn. And I was like, what the heck is going on? So I'm going to show you what I got from that Tuesday morning. And then after that trip, we went to another Tuesday morning on the other side of Richmond. Now, recently, a lot more, I started following this guy. I think his name is Mr. Woolly Bear or something on TikTok. And he has this big, giant, beautiful loom. And I have wanted to loom for like a very long time. When I was a little kid, my mom would buy us those little potholder looms, and we would weave potholders forever. Like, it was so much fun to us. And it kept us busy on like Christmas vacation. Like, we would just make up like 100 potholders for her that she never used, and somehow they all disappeared. But like, it kept us busy, and we were having a good time. Because, you know, in Michigan, like, it's winter and it's cold and it's snowy, and you can't stay outside for longer than 10 minutes. So there's a lot of in the house time in a very tiny house. I grew up in a very, very, very small house. And there's apartments that are bigger than the house I grew up in. It was a very small house. And there was 3 of us girls. So we needed to keep busy. We needed to keep busy. And I have not weaved or loom anything in about 30 years. Okay. So when I was a child, I did this. I have wanted to loom, and I was looking at looms on Amazon. I've been looking at looms on Amazon for a while now, and I just cannot pick one that I want. I cannot decide what type of loom I want. And like, they're all like $50 and up for like the looms I'm looking at. And when we were at this Tuesday morning, sitting on the floor was a loom. And it was only $9.99. And it's not nothing fancy. It's what I'm used to working with the little pegs. So I know kind of how to do this already. And now this was ripped open. And I think there might be a piece missing. Like, because it says, let's see. Warp string not included. Should be used. Well, I know that. Warp yarn or pencil roving on the shuttle included. Warp yarn or pencil roping on the shuttle. Yeah, there's nothing but the loom, and on the inside is a shuttle. And there's supposed to be how-tos included. There's no how-to included. So it's just the loom and like this shuttle. But my daughter has like a little plastic weaving set, so I told her, since she doesn't use it, I'm going to take her supplies. And it has another shuttle. She has a couple of shuttles, and she has those sticks where you can weave it in and like turn it so you pull up the... She has one of those, but I'm also going to go buy some paint stirring sticks because they look exactly the same as that, so that I can have some of those on hand. I've been watching videos. I am super excited to weave something. I've been really watching some videos. I already have ideas in my head of what I want to do, but I'm so excited to work with that. And then I figure, if for $10 I don't like it and I don't want to weave, I only wasted $10. Whereas if I bought a $50 loom, I would be... And little man has already wanted to learn how to loom, so I'm going to teach him how to loom, because I figure if I can keep his hands busy, you know, that's always a good idea. And then this is the only yarn that they had, was these London K kits. And these they've been at the store for a long time for $5, but these are at the Dollar Tree. Like, there's been a lot of times I've seen these London K's at the Dollar Tree. I actually have some back there, and they're I think it's bulky weight. They're like a bulky weight yarn. And you could get them at the Dollar Tree. But there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 in here for $5. I'm like, if I'm going to buy those, I can just pick out what colors I want from the Dollar Tree. But, see that purple sticker? That means these were 20% off. So these were $4 even. So I got 3 different of these kits because I figured this will be really good starting off to use on the loom for me or for little man. So this one, the colorway is Flutter Flutter theme pack. And so it's kind of neons. And then this one is Bouquet. And it's very beautiful colorways. And then this one is Watercolors. Which is... they like all go together. you know. So I was like, for $4 each, I'm just gonna buy these, because in the past I've always turned them down, because I was like, my idea was, if $1 skein, I could get these at the Dollar Tree, you know. And so I think that will be fun. So that's what I bought at the first, and that's all of the yarn. That's the only yarn that they had at that store, was those boxes, and they had a bunch of them. Was those boxes of yarn. They didn't have any other yarn. They had like the fabric wheels where it's the strips of the fabric, but I don't mess with that little stuff like that. I don't quilt. So then we went to the next Tuesday morning location, which was, I think, the one I have visited in the past and showed you guys. It is a beautiful store. The one that is next to Ollie's is kind of dirty, dingy, like they have a bunch of just stuff thrown. And a lot of the Tuesday mornings I've noticed are like that, is where like the stuff is just thrown in the store. Like it's not neat and orderly and like beautiful. But this one location that we went to is my favorite. Is very clean, is very bright, and like the lights and like everything has a place on the shelves. And they didn't have any yarn in the craft section. And they always have yarn. However, they had yarn. All of their yarn was in baskets, clearanced out. So I was like really a little bit heartbroken about that. And I was thinking, is Tuesday morning like getting rid of the crafts? Because people don't know about the Tuesday morning crafts. And so I was a little bit heartbroken. And that's now 3 stores that does not have yarn. So if you can find yarn at your Tuesday morning right now, you're really lucky, because there's not a lot. But I did get some because it was clearanced. And these were all purple stickers, so they were all 20% off. They had my favorite, Premier Anti-Pilling Everyday Plaid. So this works up like the plaid. It's like color pooling yarn. So I'm probably not going to use it for color pooling. I'm probably just going to crochet with it. But I really thought this colorway was beautiful. This is the color Pink Purple Plaid. And the price was $5.99 and then 20% off of that. So what was that? $5 $4 even. Yeah, that came up to $4 even. This is normally like $8 to $10 at like every store pretty much. So $4, that's like an amazing deal. And then they had one Karen Simply Soft camo, which is like camo with pink in it. Which I don't mind this color. I don't really like camo at all, but this colorway is not bad. And the colorway is Rose Camouflage. This one is normally $2.50, but it had an orange sticker, which made it, I think, 40% off. So I paid $1.47 for this. And then they had 3 of these Babe Jazz, which I have bought before. The first time I experienced this yarn was in the Mary Maxim kits. They had the Babe Jazz. And then I found it at a bunch of Tuesday mornings for $4.99. And then they had some of the Babe... It's not Jazz, but it was like the Babe brand, but it was like just a plain blue. I found that at my local yarn shop, and that was $3 a ball. So I know, and I'm familiar with this yarn because I have some of this yarn, and this is the colorway Carousel. This is a lightweight number 3, 55% polyamide, 45% acrylic. This is really soft, beautiful yarn. And I paid $4 even per ball. So I got 3 of those because that's all they had. So, yeah. That's my haul for the week. I think I did pretty good. I am super excited to get started with that loom. I really can't wait. Like, I have so many scrap balls, and I have a lot of unusual yarns. Like, not a boucle, but like where it's like thick, thin, bumpy. Like, and I want to play with those on the loom. And I've been watching some videos, and I'm getting really excited about some techniques that I've been learning. And so there's going to be weaving content coming up soon, I hope. I'm going to give you guys like updates on what I'm doing. I don't think I'm ever going to do a tutorial on weaving, but I might do videos of you seeing me weaving if I really enjoy it. If I don't enjoy it, you're not going to see very much of weaving, but that's how that goes. I'm just really excited. I feel like, you know, there's a lot of bad habits people can get into. There's a lot of things people can do to abuse themselves, to make themselves somehow feel better when like life gets hard, or they're bummed out, or like they're having depressive moods or anxiety issues. There's a lot of things that people can do to abuse themselves instead of like actually doing something to help themselves. So I figure like buying yarn makes me happy. I'm not at all putting my family at a financial burden because of my yarn buying, because I'm using my YouTube money, which is like not included in any of the bills. It just makes me happy. And it's a healthy way for me to just make myself happy. It keeps my hobby going. And I do use up a lot of yarn. Like I use a lot of yarn in a week. So I don't know why I feel like I have to explain this at all. Like I know you guys get it. I know you guys understand, but like it makes me happy. So with that being said, I'm gonna let you guys go because I didn't realize this was gonna be almost a half an hour video. Um, if you have a Tuesday morning near you, if you don't have any yarn right now, let me know. Let me know what's going on in your Tuesday mornings. If you found yarn, if you haven't found yarn, keep me in the loop with that. Because I really, like, I already know Tuesday morning is having financial issues, which is why they had to close a bunch of stores. And now they're clearancing out all their yarn. Like, that's a little bit scary and heartbreaking to me. Like, that's where I get my bougie yarn for cheap. I love that. I love getting bougie yarn for cheap. So, all right, guys, I will see you in the next one. Bye.